Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I would like to share with you another fantastic game. With white pieces playing Brazilian international master Carlos Alejandro Martinez, and his opponent is another Brazilian chess player, Vinicius Paulo van Riemsdijk. The game was played in 1993 in Americana. But before starting our game, as usual, would like to warm up your brain. Please take a look at this position and try to find the winning line for black. I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Back to our main board, and without further ado, let's go for our game and see what happened on the board. Martinez opened up with knight f3 and van Riemsdijk responded with knight f6, d4 g6, knight c3, d5. If we have a look at the position, we have Chigorin's variation type setup, where instead of playing c4 and weakening his queenside, white is going for an immediate queenside development in order to castle queenside and then launch a devastating attack on the king's side. Bishop f4 was played, c6 queen d2, bishop g7, and there it goes bishop h6. As black fianchettoed his dark squared bishop, white is offering an exchange of dark squared bishops in order to weaken black's king's side and make it vulnerable. Black castled kingside, we have the exchange of dark squared bishops on g7, after which white castled queenside. We have an opposite side castlings, and this is going to be a very sharp game. Here Riemsdijk played knight d4, but in typical positions it's very useful not to lose a precious time and go for an immediate attack. But in our game, after castling queenside, we have knight d4. Here comes knight takes e4, d takes e4, knight e5, knight d7, knight g4. White wants to place his queen on this active h6 square. Knight f6 was played, and there it goes, queen h6 check is on the board, king g8. After which we have an exchange of knights on f6, e3. First white wants to develop his bishop and then go for h4, h5 advancement. Meanwhile, black attacked white rook. We have rook d2, queen d5, the pawn on a2 is hanging. That's why white made this prophylactic king b1 move, protected the pawn and strengthened his queen side. Bishop e6, this time black is creating another threat and is forcing white to play b3. Of course, going for c4 is not a good idea. This is weakening white's queenside too much. That's why in our game we have b3, and in return black also managed to weaken white's dark squares. Here we have queen a5, the rook is hanging, we have rook d1 and queen c3. Yes, in return black is placing his queen on this active diagonal and now wants to go for this a5, a4 advancement. And actually this is going to be a speed race, guys. Let's see who is going to be faster. Martinez played h4, and in return we have a5, h5 and bishop f5, a very important move. Black wants to recapture on g6 with the bishop. Here comes g4, a powerful deflective move, but black didn't even pay attention to this threat and played a4. Yes, black proceeds with his attack, and actually this a4 is the best continuation. We have bishop c4. In return, white also wants to recapture on b3 with a bishop. Otherwise, if we move like g takes f5, then this is losing because this a takes b3 is coming and white king is in danger. If c takes b3, this time rook takes a2 can be very nasty. Look at this beautiful sacrifice. And although white can go for queen takes f8 and then win the rook, but this won't help white. White is losing his rook and the game. That's why in our game after a4 we have bishop c4, a takes b3, bishop takes b3, and the question arises, how is black going to proceed with his attack? Looks like that black is in danger, but in here van Riemsdijk found a brilliant continuation and sacrificed his rook. Look at this, guys. Bishop takes a2 was played, another precise move. Otherwise, if we move like king takes a2, then the second rook is joining the attack and white king is getting checkmated. That's why after rook takes a2 we have bishop takes a2 and rook a8. Finally, in here, white managed to win the light squared bishop, and we have reached the critical position. So far, so good. Black was making excellent moves, and right now the position is equal. But in here, van Riemsdijk made a mistake and played queen before check, which is losing. Instead of queen before check, it was better to go for the exchange sacrifice and capture on a2. And after this, king takes a2, black can capture on c2 and can give a perpetual check. the game will end up in a draw. But after g takes f5, we have queen b4 check, which is the losing move. Here comes bishop b3 and queen a3. Looks like that white king is in danger and it's black who is winning. But in here, Martinez found a spectacular continuation. You can pause the video and try to find his next moves. Ready? Actually in here, even this bishop takes f7 check is winning. But in here, Carlos Martinez went for a queen sacrifice. Look at this epic sacrifice, guys. But let's see how is white going to win the game. King takes h7 was played. We have h takes g6 check, king g7, rook h7 check, king g8. Another alternative is king f8, but even in this case black won't manage to save this position. White can exchange the rooks, can neutralize the mating threat, and then will make use of his passed pawn on g5. If f takes g6, then f takes g6, and yes, actually this g pawn is unstoppable. White is winning. Let's go back in our game. After rook h7 check, we have king g8, but this time black is losing his pawn on f7 with a check. King f8, rook h8 check, king g7, after which we first see the exchange of rooks on a8. White is neutralizing the mating threat, and then the second rook is joining the attack. Queen a5, black is coming after the pawn on f5, but all those moves are desperate attempts. Here comes rook h7 check, and after king f8 with bishop b3. Now all white needs is to go for a queen promotion. Queen takes f5 was played, and after g7 check we have a resignation. Yes, white pawn will reach the 8th rank and the game is over. That's why in here Van Riemsdijk resigned. A very interesting and double-edged game where we saw a lot of fireworks on the board. Thanks for watching. If you liked this game, give the thumbs up. For more games, consider subscribing to my channel. Also, press the bell button to get notified about new uploads. I will see you in my next video. Take care.